So I think some people have joined late. So hi everybody, Anuja this side. I'm the founder at Dubverse, and we are doing this training for the platform because we want all of you to do a lot of review work. We work with a lot of enterprises, some on movie side, some on educational side. So there'll be specific content that comes to you from a specific language pair standpoint, but the platform remains the same. So we thought we'll do a common training session for everybody so that you can understand in terms of what exactly how to use the platform the best. So basically, this is the platform. I hope everybody has access to this. If somebody does not have an account already, please check the chat box. Click on that link, create an account, send your email ID to your manager or to us directly, and then we will add access to you. This should not be trial for you. This should be supreme or any named plan in a certain way should not be trial or freemium because then the features get restricted. So this is the platform. When you will come on this platform, usually we will share a link with you where the project gets open directly, but you will also have access to this platform where you will have projects. Now what we'll also start doing is that you will have something like this shared with you, and when you will open that folder, you will see certain files there. So those are basically assigned to you. We're still trying to figure out the right process, but here also you can check and all your assigned projects will be found here. I'll go into editing directly. So if I have to edit any project, let me pick this project. So this is basically how the studio looks like, and this is where all the review work in a certain way needs to happen. So this is an English file that we have translated to Hindi, and I will quickly walk you through all of these features, and then we will walk you through how the review needs to happen. Right, so there are three main parts to this. Right side is the video.
चूंकि टिकटॉक अब बैन हो रहा है, लाखों अमेरिकन अब एक
So because this is English to Hindi, this is already a dubbed video that plays by default. But what we always want to make sure is that you want to look at the input video also. So from here, you can go to the input video, you play this.
Another Chinese app called Red Note. It's already
So this is the original video, and if we switch back, then this is the dubbed video. So that's the first component that we have. The second component is the transcription. Now everything that was spoken in this video has been transcribed here and translated also. So you already get the first version of translation into whatever language that we are discussing, depending on the project that we are discussing, and they are broken down at a segment level. When we say segment, we mean that at a specific timestamp, right? From this timestamp to this timestamp, this sentence will be spoken, and this is the average CPS that comes out. CPS means characters per second. This defines the speed of in which how the AI will be speaking out whatever is written in that segment primarily. Now this is very important because as we can see that this is 21, this is 23. So what this means is that the speed of the speaker is going to be different in all three segments. And this is exactly the type of correction that you need to do to make this video better. Right, so the AI is of course given an output, and we all understand AI is not perfect. AI has some problems, so that is what you need to correct using this platform and make this video engaging, consumable in the language with the right translation. So that is the whole objective why we are doing this. Now within this transcript, we will always give you English also, no matter what the input language was, Tamil, Telugu, Spanish. We will always give a English input also here, which is translated into the language of choice in a certain way. So you can refer to this also, but are cautious that this is also generated by AI. So it is not that this will be correct 100% of the times, but English is the best output. So this would be 90% correct, and this would be 70% correct, which you need to bring to 70 to 100%. So you can refer this as required, or you can hide it as you think it is a better way to work. Here is the speaker mentioned. Most of the times we will have a single speaker, but sometimes we might have multiple speakers also. So that you will, our team will identify that and give it to you, depending if there are different speakers. But when you're looking at the source video and you identify there are multiple speakers, you can go here, add or change, and add a different speaker. Please do not just do it as you receive it. If you think that there are multiple speakers which should be there, then it's a part of the job to be done that you are changing that speaker as well. Right, so this is how it can be done for adding a speaker. And if I click on refresh, I'll show this. If I click on refresh, then whatever speaker change I have done will be implemented. I'll play this for you.
चूंकि टिकटॉक अब बैन हो रहा है, लाखों अमेरिकन अब एक और चाइनीज ऐप रेड नोट डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं।
ये यूएस ऐप स्टोर पर पहले से नंबर 1 है और अमेरिका
राइट एज वी कैन सी कि अब दो अलग स्पीकर बात कर रहे हैं, तो अगर कोई कॉन्वर्जेशन है, पॉडकास्ट है, उसके हिसाब से यू कैन चेंज द स्पीकर हियर. Now this is the main job that needs to be done, which is the translation. Basically now we've gotten certain translation here. The translation can be wrong, grammatically wrong, gender can be wrong, active passive can be wrong, depending on what language we are talking about. So you need to edit that. Now we have a feature here called transliterate. If I activate this and using my English keyboard, I can type and it will give me suggestion in the language that this project is in. So since this is in Hindi, I'm not sure if everybody reads Hindi here, but these are Hindi spellings for change that it is giving me. If I do this, then it gets implemented. So this is again to make your life easier, that you don't have to go to a different screen and come back and then do all of that. You can use the same language within this screen only. And if this is on, then it will always sort of type in that language only, right? So it keeps giving me spellings and I can keep typing, and then I can switch this off, then it will give me basic English only, right? So you can switch on and switch off that feature. Same find and replace, that any specific word that you want to find within the script. If I want to find and replace this, then find. So wherever this is coming in my whole script, that will come here, and I can change it to whatever I want. And if I say replace, then it will only replace whatever is selected. If I say replace all, then it will be replaced across the script, as we can say that this has been changed. Again, this is to enable that if there is a noun, if there is one common mistake that you are seeing, that can be implemented all together in this across the script in a certain way. And then any change that is done here will have to be done a refresh like this. So this means that I did a change to my script, but I have not updated it as yet, because abhi we've done a text change. We also need to do an audio change, right? So if I click on this, then whatever changes I had done will get implemented, and I will be able to see all the changes implemented in the audio as well. So when I play this,
चूंकि चंगे अब बैन हो रहा है
right? तो पहले वो टिकटॉक बोल रहा था, now it is saying change चंगे. The pronunciation is of course wrong, but that's how my text changes are now implemented to my audio changes as well, in a certain way. Now when we come to the audio, that's where this is most important. The third aspect of the whole screen, which is basically the timeline. Now once I've corrected my script and I know that this is coming out correctly, this is what I wanted to speak, the translation is correct, localization is done, now I need to make sure that it syncs with my video as well, and whatever is spoken is basically what is shown visually also in the video, right? So that becomes important, because in video, right, you know that a screen changes and the sentence also changes. If it comes back, then whatever is spoken on the screen should be what the audio is also about. So that syncing is very important. Only then the video will get approved. Right? So this bottom allows me to do all of those changes. So here the wave map that you see, the waveform that you see, is for the input video. So this is to tell you, as we can see, that there is a certain gap here, and then my next sentence starts. So I can very easily, from my input video waveform, match it that when a sentence should start, when it should not start. So I can very easily move this here, that I know that my sentence starts from here. So this is of course for reference, but you have to play the video also to make sure that this is matching with your screen. This is simple time that is given. I can zoom in, zoom out at like any video editor that we do. And then the most important thing is changing the timestamps, right? So for an example,
चूंकि चंगे अब बैन हो रहा है, लाखों अमेरिकन अब एक और चाइनीज ऐप रेड नोट डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं।
ये यूएस ऐप स्टोर पर पहले से नंबर 1 है और अमेरिकन सचमुच इसका उपयोग करने के लिए मंदारिन सीख रहे हैं।
right? So now if I want that this sentence should start little later in the journey, then I can move it here, and then it will take this pause and then it will start. So I'm not doing actual correction right now, I'm just trying to show the features, so the things might not match, like the CPS has increased, which is completely wrong. This is not how it should be done, but just for training sake I'm taking that. So now what will happen is that I've added a pause here, so the audio will also take a pause before it starts to speak again.
ऐप रेड नोट डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं।
ये यूएस ऐप स्टोर पर पहले से नंबर 1
right? So now it took a space, and wo basically is ki 502 se 507 tak there was a very small pause, and then it starts again. So this is how you can make sure that you're able to sync your things with the screen as well. And same ways you can keep moving forward and keep editing the timestamp from here, and you can move it also, right? So if you have to move anything, obviously first you have to create space for it. It can be either on the ahead side or the behind side, and only then you can move these. Because think of this, that this is a timeline, right? So timeline, if it is completely full, as we can say that this is completely full right now, then you can't move anything, because our input is already defined that it is for 59 seconds. Now I need to either reduce the size of my sentences, or change my timestamp to be able to create that space. So once you use it, you'll be able to understand better. I think one thing that I missed here is that here, when you are editing the segments, you can divide the segments also into multiple parts, which happens from your keyboard shortcut. You shift enter, and your segment gets split into two parts. Now, why this is required? This can be that there was a pause in the video which was not taken in the script, so I want to divide a pause. So if I divide my segment into two parts, then there will be a pause that comes when the next before the next sentence is spoken. So for that, we can break it down into different parts and then refresh. Same ways, if I go here and I do shift backspace, then these will get merged also. So depending on whatever use case you are trying to solve for, you can divide and you can merge it also. So I think this is majorly about the feature. We have one more feature, which is basically edit with AI. So this is available at two places. For shorter content, you will see here also. Otherwise, you will see it here. What edit with AI does is that this basically is where AI gets involved, and you can give a prompt to make changes to the script. So for an example, let's do this one, that we know that this sentence is little longer right now because my CPS is higher. So I want to say that make the length of this sentence shorter. I can add other things as well if there is some mistake, but let's just do this for now and update. So now what this will do is that this will give me a shorter version. Here, what it is not able to give a shorter version. I think it is just removed one word from it. But if I accept it, then my CPS has become better. So this is how you can use it. But of course, this is not 100%. You still need to apply your language expert knowledge to be able to make sure that whatever AI is suggested is the correct thing that needs to be done in this. Okay, I will take a quick pause. If there are some questions, you can put on the chat. Otherwise, we can move on to the next segment where Kajal will take us through of how this editing needs to be done and what are the things that needs to be taken care of when you are doing the language changes. Okay, I think we're good for now. Kajal, can you take over and start sharing your screen for the second part?
Yes, yes, of course. Okay. So when we are going to review, we need to like focus on like few things. Of course, we know that we are reviewing like on the basis of pronunciation, the different translation, but there are some things which we need to correct on the platform and which are also getting difficult for you guys also. So we can provide you some solutions. So let's start with the guidelines basically. So we need to do one thing like cursor and dialogue sync. We need the video and the audio should be like same. Then the punctuation marks, we can use a different punctuation mark. I will show you through the video. So this is a video, and how we can implement, we can edit on it. So this is in just a second. So this is the video which the source language is in Hindi and we are dubbing it into the English, correct? So whenever we are starting the edit part, what we need to do first, we need to see for the 10 seconds the source input. It will be more, it will make easy. It will make our work easy. So let's listen this.
ये साबूदाने की खिचड़ी एकदम खिली खिली और स्वाद भी इसका बहुत ही जबरदस्त है। बनाना बहुत आसान है। इसे आप
So what we noticed here, the original speaker is speaking continuously, and what we got in the transcription, in the translation, is breaking. The segments are three, like different. So what we can do here to to make the continuity, we can merge the sentence. We can put like this here. We can actually delete the segment also. So let me just now we can delete this segment. And now this is not the correct sentence also because grammatical it is not correct. So what we need to do, we can use the chat GPT also, to correct the sentence. Then if we use the chat GPT, we will get the sentence like this. Let me paste it here like this. Then we can put forward. So now when we load the media, still the CPS is high. So what we can do, we can remove some words. Make it correct. Now let's
ये
make
साबूदाने की खिचड़ी
the
This sabudana khichdi is light, fluffy, and bursting with flavor. It is easy to make and perfect for any occasion. You make it for fasting. Try making this recipe at home. You will love
so
it.
see, so you guys see the difference. This sentence is in the flow now, and this second segment and third segment is like breaking. It's sounding robotic to make it natural, and if we want the tonality should be matched to the to the original speaker. What we can do, we can merge the sentence. This is the first thing we need to do while reviewing. The second thing is, if you see in the segment one, I have used like double quotes, I've used comma, I've used the different punctuation marks. Uh, so you can use different punctuation marks to match the tonality of the speaker. It will like AI will adopt it and it will say in the correct way. So this is the second thing we can do. You can use the double quotes to emphasize it. So basically the simple thing is that we need to watch the input video first, then let's break it the segment into and then merging it, then it will be more easy for you guys to review this content. Anything else, Anuja, you want to mention?
Yeah, I think see these language specific things are very important, and like Kajal mentioned, that it should sound very natural, right? So now AI speakers have become much better and they sound natural. Now it's more on how the script is created. So this creativity is in a certain way important. That adding this double quotes wherever we think we need to put focus on, merging the segments, dividing the segments. I think all of that is only a matter of how you learn to use the platform and then start using it very extensively.